Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, after watching and editing my first video, I noticed what probably all of you noticed, and there's iron everywhere. That's iron. That's iron. I think that's iron. Some iron over there. Over there. I think that's iron right there. I don't know why I couldn't tell the difference, but in hindsight, I most definitely can. So this is nickel, right here, and this is iron. So, yeah, there's lots of iron to be had. I was just incredibly blind. But now my eyes are opened and I can see. Oh, inventory full. Inventory full. That's okay if we lose. I mean, we're going to get tons of this stuff eventually, so if some of it flies off, I don't think it's a big deal. So today, first off, we can touch base. I appreciate all your comments and suggestions. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And yeah, I think one suggestion I just want to go over, Luden Tyree, I believe your name is. I think you suggested this for the co-op series as well. And his suggestion is to use the cargo ships, which we apparently have 2 of them floating around, as a base. So like capture them and then kind of merge them all together and make kind of a makeshift base. I believe that was his idea, and I think he suggested it back in the cooperative series. What are you? Ooh, come here. And I think that could be something that we could look at doing. It won't be something that we do early on. I have a plan for our first little starter base. But once we get established and we get to the stage where we'll be going after those guys, we could look into that. I don't think I'm going to be going after the cargo ships right away, though. I think that's going to be later on. Our first main goal is to increase kind of productivity and all that kind of stuff. And then from there we can build fighting ships and stuff like that to go after them. I'm going to go ahead and take my tools back. We're going to stop mining for a little bit here. I think what I want to do, we want to get this refinery built. And I think, let's try something. Okay, his Moeller's thrusters are actually on. A lot of his stuff we could possibly turn off. But before we do that, let's see if we can move him. So let's just see. I think I turned the gyro off at one point. Let's make sure. Nope, it's back on. Okay. So let's see if we can fly him out of where he currently is. So we want to move left. Or are we moving? We are moving incredibly slow, but we are moving. I think we should try to get... Oh yeah, look at that. I think I can. I think I can. Let's go backwards too. So let's turn off dampeners. I want to get this kind of in a better position. I think what we're going to do is just completely dismantle the molar. And we'll see what we get out of it. Oh, wow. I should maybe build a couple thrusters if I can. This might take a while. While I'm doing that, I'll tell you a story. No, I don't have any stories. But yes, this is going to be kind of a makeshift base for the first thing. So I just think I want to get this platform, or his little towboat, into a better position than where it currently is. And then from there, we can convert it to a station, and then we don't have to worry about it kind of floating off or anything like that. Right now, technically this thing could move around. Probably wouldn't, as it's pretty hard to move even with thrust at the moment. So that's not too much of a concern, but it would be good to get it in a good location where we don't have to worry about it too much. And Moeller, we're pretty much going to dismantle. I think I want to take his cockpit and maybe build a cockpit on the station so that we can convert it. Or what do we need to do? We need to attach it. We need to merge block it, I guess, to convert it to a station. So I don't know how feasible that will be at the moment. And my dog just came into the room and decided he wants to chew on a bone. Thank you, buddy. So let me get this guy into position and I'll bring you guys back. Well, I guess that'll do for now. Alright, so let's see. If we wanted to merge this to a station, let's get rid of this. And how's my inventory? 37 liters, okay. So having that drill in our inventory is not a good idea, unless we need it. So that's what I'll probably end up doing, is just dropping off tools as I need them and don't need them. So let's see what it takes to make a merge block and see if we can do that. So we'll need 2 of them, and then we'll have to make a station. So let's do that. I guess I don't need a block to do that. Okay, new station. Let's see what the orientation is, too. Completely off what we are currently at. Okay. That's unfortunate. Where should we put it? Eventually we'll move this and fly it away somewhere. Probably above the asteroid. Okay. I guess we'll do that. I'll complete that so it's less likely to break apart. And the good thing about the molar is some of them is heavy armor. All this outside bits. So they have a decent amount of steel plates, assuming I didn't shoot all the steel plates out of him when I was breaking him apart. Oh yeah, some of them are still okay. So we should be getting most of our steel plates just from molar. I was going to make a bunch in the assembler, but maybe we won't bother doing that until it's absolutely necessary. And it's just going to take way too long to mine by hand, so I don't know if it's worth doing that either. So we'll probably see if we can get this done, and then our next goal will be to convert... We'll make a very small mining ship, so maybe take like the cockpit out of this, one drill, and just the bare minimum, just so we can mine with a ship instead of by hand, because mining by hand is terrible, especially with the realistic settings. Let's not break things apart like I had before. Okay, so if we put that there, okay, good. It's yellow, pretty. And then what do you take? You take motors, construction components. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do now is continue to move this ship. Now that we've seen the orientation of the station, let's probably, let's see. Yeah, okay, so I'll back up. I'll try to get this into position, and I'll bring you guys back for that. So we discussed on what, I asked you guys what you guys want to see and how the format of the video should be, what I should cut out and that, and I think I agree with your guys' opinions. So for the most part, I'm going to keep you with me for pretty much everything, but I'll skip over tedious parts like right now. Like, it could take half an hour to move this thing into position, so that's probably not worth an episode, right? So you know what I'm doing. If it's not like detailed work, or if we're not building something, or if we're doing a lot of the same thing, like a lot of mining or a lot of building, then I might speed it up for the interest of time. Oh man, this thing's so slow. I might try to actually get some more thrusters going. So let's see what you need to be finished, because we did get some thruster components, if you remember, and I think they're in one of these cargo. I also noticed, like, there are so many ways I could access this connector. Oh, maybe I can't. I thought I could have accessed it from the back. But there's also a medium cargo container right here. So let's see if we can get access to that. That we could use for storage. I thought you could access them if you could see them, but maybe that's not correct. What do you have? Oh, you have a thruster. You're just missing... Well, let's just take you. And do I have enough room for the steel tube? I do. Okay, so we'll get a thruster up here. Still need... Oh, no, we don't need a construction component to get it to function. So that's good. What do you have in you? You have a thruster component. Let's take you. And let's put you on the side. Maybe? Let's get a thruster then. We'll just build a new one. There we go. This thing's just too heavy. So it looks like I don't need construction components to get a functioning thruster. Just large steel tube and thruster component. So that's interesting. Yeah, let's just grind out maybe all the thrusters we're not using, and hopefully I don't break the ship apart by doing so. I think there's a bunch on the bottom that I didn't need, or that we aren't functional, I mean, but are still here, because I remember shooting them. Oh! I did a bad thing. Right, well, I will grind this down and get some more thrusters. Okay. We're okay. It's not a problem. Minor detail. How's our inventory? 323. We can hold 400. We're still okay. This is all just steel plates now, but useful nonetheless. Come into my inventory. 347. We're still good. Oh, I just broke into more pieces. Brilliant. But yeah, that's kind of the plan. I need to get a stable little workshop going, because right now having this little ship probably isn't the best thing to have. And our main base, at least for the start here, is going to be mobile. So that's what I want to... Actually, let's just store all those steel plates in here. There we go. Yeah, it's going to be a mobile base. When we played on the cooperative thing, we were playing multiplayer. Multiplayer is pretty buggy, especially when we first started out. That's why we mainly just built like stations, because they're a lot more stable. But now that we're in single player, and things should, for the most part, work as intended. I mean, there's still bugs and issues, but... Oh, I thought I saw a piece fly away. Saw a little flash of red. That was probably just the block disappearing. But yeah, in this one, I want to do more ships and moving things, moving parts and stuff like that. Rotors and pistons should behave better. There are still issues. There it was again. There are still issues with them. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the... Is this thing moving? No, okay. A lot of that just has to do with how the physics are calculated. Like, most of the thrust isn't really calculated. It's kind of simplified, right? You don't need to apply thrust relative to the center of mass of a ship. But when you have things on the other end of like a rotor or a piston, you pretty much have, like, it acts more realistic in a sense. It creates drag and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. Do I have enough to get you functional? I do. How about you? Do. All right, now we're talking. Okay, let's maybe put one more. Nope, I don't have any steel tubes. I have thruster though. Okay, let's go find another thruster that has a steel tube in it, like you. Okay. Do it. Do it. Okay. So yeah, that's our goal for this episode, is get this in a better position. Hopefully get it merged so it's a station. And then I'm going to start grinding down the molar. And for that, maybe I'll just speed it up so you don't have to watch me do that. So unless I have something interesting to talk about while I'm doing it, it's probably going to be pretty boring. But I do like doing the time lapses, so I'll probably keep doing those. I don't know why I'm grinding that down. I do get very distracted when I'm talking, so I find it hard to focus on what I'm doing. Alright, so now we have a bit more thrust to the side, and a bit more back thrust, which I believe is the ones we kind of want. I do want some up thrust, which we added, so let's fly up. So yeah, here you can see, like, basically the whole little trailer hitch that I created is just drag. Like, it's not calculated with thrust, so when I thrust just directly up, you can see we're just rotating. So that's more realistic, really. And it would be nice if... I don't know what their plan is. I kind of wish either everything was realistic, like you had to place thrusters according to center of mass and drag and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe the option to just simplify everything. So if something is connected to you via a connector or a piston or a rotor... oh, can we rotate? Okay. See if we can line up. Yeah, if everything was connected like that, then it behaves as part of the ship. Although I imagine that's harder to code in and stuff like that. But it makes applying moving parts to ships a little bit tricky. You essentially have to make sure any moving part has very little mass compared to the rest of the ship. So if you have something on the end of the piston, like a door, as long as your ship has a lot of mass compared to the mass of that door, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, other than it might flail around and break apart. But I would love to make like molar with moving parts, whereas drills kind of expand or retract and stuff like that. But I just don't feel it's feasible, really. It's a recipe for disaster. Okay, so we're getting better. Okay, not quite better. We're getting close though. We're almost the right orientation. Just rotate a bit. It's going to be a little iffy because every time I move, I have to kind of counteract that rotation. But we're getting pretty close. Okay, so that's good. Let's just move up a bit. And then we can look at those merge blocks. And then we can convert this to a station. I was thinking I needed to put a cockpit on here to convert it to a station, but that's the other way around, I believe. So if I wanted to convert it back to a ship, then I would have to... Oops, rotating the wrong way. So in this case, we just have to do the merge block. So hopefully I have enough components kicking around that we can achieve that. How are you doing? It's pretty close. Could do better. I can do better. And then we'll go a bit to the left. That looks pretty good. All right. Let's get out there. Let's make sure dampeners are on. Yeah. And let's place our first merge block. Looks like I'm going to have to move ahead a bit. But that's okay. Alright, what do we need to place you? We need some steel plates. I wish there was a way to take the stuff back out. So let's weld that a bit. And then I can... Oh no, it's going to take the large steel tubes out. Okay, we'll just get more steel plates. That's probably simpler. But yeah, a lot of Moeller's heavy armor. So we should be able to get a decent amount of steel plates from him. And I think I will rebuild Moeller. I like him, you like him. So I think that's a good idea. And we'll see if we can improve on him. We'll keep the overall probably design and shape, but I could probably be a bit more efficient with parts, and we could do a lot more with sensors and stuff. It'd be nice to get him to be able to like automatically dock, so you don't have to like back up into a connector. You just get within range and then the sensors take over and dock the ship for you. I'd played around with that before. I don't think I ever got it completely functional. That was kind of right when sensors came out, but I never did it in our world. I just did it in a creative world just to see what it would take to do it. Alright, let's start with that. Okay, so we're definitely going to have to jump ahead. So let's do that, pull forward a bit. Now what I don't want to do is hit P, because I had a hell of a time connecting this ship originally. And I don't want to have to do that again, because it would basically be drifting away. And that would probably be 20 episodes of me trying to recover our trailer. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Okay. Let's try that. Is there enough room? Pretty good. It's actually fairly lined up too, relatively speaking. Alright, so we need construction components. Now, we don't have to get this all the way up either. We just have to get it to a functional state. So let's see what the bare minimum of parts is to get this thing working. Oh, the other thing, I guess, is power. I didn't think about that. We might need to... Oops, where's my reactors? We might need to make a reactor. So what we might do... Let's see here. Let's rotate the way I want you to. Should we just put it in the floor? Maybe. Okay, let's take some steel plates out of you. So I want to compare... What does this take compared... Oh, 100 reactor components. Okay. What about the reactor in the ship? What do you take? 50. Okay. And what does it take to make reactor components? How's my energy doing? 90? We're good. Okay. And what does it take to make a reactor component? It takes iron, it takes gravel, so we actually have to get some stone, and then some silver. So we do have that stuff kicking about, but that doesn't seem like a task that will be easily done. So I don't think you can merge. Can you merge to an unpowered one? I guess we could try to find out. But what we could do is exchange this large reactor for a small reactor on the ship, and then take the extra parts and put them into here, and then maybe we could power both. I guess we'll try first and see if it actually needs power, because I don't actually know. It probably does. I know they changed connectors a while back. You used to be able to connect to an unpowered connector, but now they both have to be powered. So right now we need construction components, I think, right? We still need some steel plates. Nope, we're good. So we need 30 construction components. So I believe conveyors are good for that, are they not? Well, not really. Takes one. Okay. Well, how about you? You have 8. So what we might just do, let's just start grinding stuff down. And I'll stockpile some components. So me saying that we'd do this all off camera has now changed because the situation has changed. You you have construction, but we want to keep you around. You have 2. Okay, ooh. Let's try not to bisect this ship again. Okay, small conveyors are good. They have 4. How's our inventory doing? And what were you? You have construction. What about you have 5. We could try to take the sensor out, but we'll have to do some running back and forth for storage. If we can get access to the back of that, or that medium cargo container, then perhaps we could access it and put some stuff in. Like, it's right there, but I can't access it because there's stuff in front of it, I guess. That's a shame. But maybe we could expose one part of it so that we could access it. But we still have that connector too that has a decent amount of storage. And I did notice in the video, yeah, I I was able to like look in here. So let's just go ahead and dump a bunch of stuff in. There we go. Or how many how much 17. Okay, that's enough for one of them. And that gets us started on the next one. And we actually need motors too. So let's get 2 motors. Oops. Connect door. Nope, that didn't help. Okay, 2 motors. So we need 2 more motors for the other one. And those might actually be... Let's find those cargo containers that we were working with. You have thruster. Okay, well, let's just take all this out. Let's move it to the other one. We don't need to have stuff floating around. Okay. That's molars. Sure. You can go in molar. I'm pretty sure there's another storage somewhere. Will that break anything if I... I don't think so. Oh, maybe the light. Oh, you have construction too. Take all the things. I really should just start grinding the ship down, I guess. Oh, crap. I did it again. Alright, well, phooey. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will start grinding the ship down. I'll store as much parts as I can in this stuff, and then we'll see what we can do with it. I kind of wanted to get this thing a station, though, before I do that, right? So otherwise... Because that ship's the only thing that's stabilizing everything. So if we start grinding it down too much, then we're in trouble. So no, I've changed my mind. We're going to have to do this very carefully. If we do something wrong, we could end up floating out into space forever. So in terms of failing, and what we're going to do if we do fail, I kind of like the risk of dying, because otherwise I'll just... I mean, I could just be more reckless, I guess. So I like having to be more careful. That said, I don't think you guys want to see me start over every few episodes if I'm going to be dying constantly. So we'll see how it goes. I don't plan on dying, of course, but who knows? It might happen. What I may do is, if I do die, I'll start over, but I won't make you guys watch it all. I might record it, and then I'll just do a really kind of sped up time lapse that basically shows me getting right back to where we were, roughly, but in like maybe a 2-minute clip or something like that. So it'd just be a very, maybe not even more of a montage, I guess, than a time lapse. I think a montage is more you just show a little clip here and there, where a time lapse is more you just speed it up, if I'm understanding the terminology correctly. Well, this isn't too bad. I was expecting to have inventory problems a lot quicker, but I guess it depends what we're working with. Some components are definitely heavier than others. But so far we've managed to take this whole section off without much problem. We're getting pretty full though, but I think we can do it, because the rest is just steel. And I don't think they weigh too much. What do they weigh? Like one liter per steel plate? Oh, we're so close. Can we do it? Scrap metal. Nice. I wasn't sure if we'd get any scrap metal, because I was shooting the ship with guns, and I would have thought that created scrap metal. But I did it in creative, so I wasn't sure if maybe that made it not happen. So we can actually put scrap metal into the assembler, right? Or not the assembler. The arc furnace. Oh, that went quick. Don't know how much iron we got out of that. And now I totally forgot which... Okay, this part broke off and it started flying over here. Oh, there it is. I was like, I have no idea where that part is. What are you? You piece of iron? I will take you. You will become mine. So my plan for like episodes per week is going to be pretty random. Weekends I can record more. I like being able to have you guys be a part of things. So with that, let's go arc. So with that, if I record too much, then you guys... Oh, let's recharge. 12. So if I record too much in one setting, then you guys... I can't take your ideas or suggestions into effect right away. So if you guys are okay with that, then I can get you more videos. So maybe we could have at least maybe like 3 videos a week or something like that. But we'll have to see how it goes. We did a schedule with the co-op, which worked quite well, I think, for a cooperative series. Otherwise, we may not have... And we had limited time we could record together, but recording solo, I can kind of capitalize on times when I'm feeling better. So otherwise, if I stick to a schedule, I might just not record, even though I feel well enough to record. I might not, just because, well, I'm not due for an episode, so I won't record. And then when I am due for an episode, it's too late, because now I'm no longer feeling well enough to do so. So I might do that. And I mean, we're not doing... If we're recording as we are right now, we're not making that much progress. So I don't think I'll get too far ahead without getting your guys' feedback. It's just if I overlook something obvious, I might not be able to... I won't be able to fix it, I guess. So if I didn't notice the iron, right? And I didn't notice when I was editing, you guys could have been telling me. And if I had like 4 episodes where I didn't notice the iron, that could be kind of frustrating. So we'll see. Okay, so this guy looks like I think he's at the functional state. Maybe? Or is it the blue line? I think the blue line is the hack line. The red line is the functional. So he's okay. So we need 15 more construction and 2 more motors. Let's see what I put into the motor. I don't remember. Oh. 2 motors. Okay. 2. And there's 9. I think we needed some small steel tubes, at least for... I think that gets it a little bit further along. Let's just do that just for the sake of it. So we still need 6 construction components. I think we could do that. Let's just not chop off another piece of the ship. Okay, so there's 4 right there. So that's pretty good. You're not going to float away, right? You're connected to that. I think you're connected... Oh, I was wrong. So wrong. This might happen a lot. That's okay. If we lose little pieces like that, not a big deal. There it is. Being able to rotate, like, in all directions makes me get disorientated so easily. Like, typically in a first-person view game, I mean, you can only rotate left, right, up, and down, right? So you always know where down is, you always know where up is, but there's no up and down in Space Engineers, unless you're in gravity. Okay, construction, you are out. Alright. What do we need, like, a couple more? 1 more. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. We can do it. Alright. Oh, I also noticed when we moved the ship, there's one of the sensors is just, like, was floating. I don't know if it's still down here. Or if it got bumped away. Because it was removed, but it didn't float away. It may have floated away now. It was a broken sensor. I don't know how much parts it still had in it, though. So we'll just not... We won't worry about it. Okay. Small... No, you lost your conveyor already, or your construction components. Camera doesn't have anything. Let's get rid of the camera, because he's just a steel plate. Okay, what about this thruster? Nope. Get rid of you. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're screwed. We're screwed! Alright, let's get into you. And we're going to have to... Okay, why aren't you stopping? Did I lose your gyro? I did. Okay, no problem. How do I... Let's turn off override, and we'll convert one of these guys. And that thing is moving. Okay. Now we're in panic mode, guys. Everything is moving. I did a bad thing. That one little curved thing was holding everything together. Alright, so what we're going to have to do is panic. Is grind down that connector again, I think. This thing no longer has power, which is bad. Oh man, this is going to be tough, guys. We're not dead, though. We're not dead. So yeah, I'm going to have to grind all this down. I can rebuild the connector. I could try to reconnect. It's going to be tricky, but maybe we could do it. Oops, don't bash it. This thing is slowly drifting, but hopefully it won't drift too quickly. And I think what we're going to do, guys, is leave it here. That'll be it. So I'm going to keep recording, and I'll record the next episode. And yeah, hopefully we can survive and remedy this situation. Alright guys, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. I screwed up. How many times did I tell myself not to bisect the ship?